my name is Banungwen, and I am a freshman.
Hi, I'm Rohan, and I'm a freshman in high school.
Hi, my name is Anika Chandwani, and I'm a junior at Fremont High School. I'm also one of the co-founders of Bay Area Youth for Justice.
Hi, my name is Natara Chik. I'm a co-founder of Bay Area Youth for Justice, and I support Prop 18.
Today, we are coming to you to talk about our voting project. This voting project revolves around Proposition 18, and we are going to tell you why you should be voting yes for this prop. Prop 18 basically states that 17-year-olds who are going to be turning 18 at the time of the general election will be able to vote in the primary elections. So a yes vote just means that you are voting for this and you are voting for 17-year-olds to be able to vote, and a no vote means that you won't allow 17-year-olds to vote at the primary elections. So we are going to be going over all the pros and cons of this argument and why you should be voting yes for this proposition. Thank you.
I support Prop 18 because it creates better educated voters. Regardless of whether this bill passes or not, 17-year-olds are going to be voting in the next general election. We need to make sure that they're equipped, educated, and ready to vote. By passing Prop 18, we allow 17-year-olds to vote in primary elections. This means that 17-year-olds are introduced to bills and officials up for election earlier. This gives them the time to research into these bills and research into these officials and figure out what's best for the community. And of course, the only 17-year-olds who do have this privilege are going to be the 17-year-olds who are 18 by the time of the general election. This bill also lets these 17-year-olds figure out what method of voting is best for them, whether it be voting in person or voting by mail. A yes vote on Prop 18 is a yes vote for better educated and equipped voters, which is better for our community, our democracy, and our future.
Youth have already showed so much interest in what's happening in our country. For instance, thousands of Bay Area students have helped participate and plan protests on gun control, climate change, and the Black Lives Matter movement. Passing Prop 18 not only allows 17-year-olds the chance to have more voice in the primary elections, but also more voice in their future.
It is important to have a vast amount of voices within our nation that share their perspective from a political or non-political way. So far, 18 states have already voted in favor of Prop 18, which is a policy that gives incoming 18-year-old Californians a chance to vote. Essentially, Prop 18 gives teenagers a chance to express their voice and say what they need to say to get their message across. This reformation in the election is not only beneficial because of the new voters, but you can also expect an increase of participation in future elections.
Hi, I'm Monica Deary, and I'm a high school English teacher at Fremont High School. I am in support of Proposition 18. I believe that young adults these days are far more informed than they have ever been before. With social media and with the 24-hour news cycle, these students are getting more information more often, and they are having to think critically about it at a younger age. Because of this, I believe they should be able to have the power to vote at a younger age to ensure that they're able to make decisions for their community to make it more equitable and stronger for the future. Please vote yes on Proposition 18.
You may have heard some arguments against Prop 18. One of these arguments is that 17-year-olds in high school face too much outside influence from their parents and teachers. However, 18-year-olds who are also in high school face the exact same amount of outside influence while voting. An age difference of a few months does not make those who are under 18 automatically more sensitive to outside influence. This argument is not a valid reason to prevent them from voting. Another argument is that 17-year-olds aren't mentally mature because they're not yet 18. However, the age of 18 isn't a completely fixed boundary. 18 is just a number we have chosen to use as the age of mental maturity, without any conclusive scientific evidence behind it. People above 18 are not automatically more mature than those who are a few months younger. If we can trust someone to vote in the general election, we can trust them to vote in primary and special elections a few months earlier. Another common objection that people might raise is that 17-year-olds, not being legally adults yet, aren't fit to vote because many policies affect adults far more than they affect minors. If a politician who raises property taxes, for example, is nominated, 17-year-olds will face little impact from it. Because of this, people argue that 17-year-olds should not be allowed to vote for such politicians. However, people vote for things that don't directly impact them all the time. Cisgender people can nominate a president who would take away transgender rights. Someone who has never been to prison can vote for someone who supports prison reform. Furthermore, 17-year-olds are just months away from facing the exact same consequences for their actions that 18-year-old voters would face. As you can see, the arguments against this proposition don't hold up under close scrutiny. If 17-year-olds will be 18 at the time of the general election, these invalid arguments shouldn't be used to prevent them from voting in primary and special elections.
Some people say that 17-year-olds are immature and therefore should not be able to vote. However, voting is always just an option. Just because we give all 17-year-olds eligibility to vote at the time of the general election and in the primaries doesn't mean that all of them will exercise it. But the ones who do exercise this right will be participating in our democracy. They will be taking time out of their lives to register to vote, to read the ballot, to figure out what issues are affecting our communities. This is the opposite of immature. A yes on Prop 18 isn't a yes vote on giving immature kids the right to vote. It's a yes to letting young adults, the future of this country, participate in our democracy and have their voices heard.
Hi, my name is Jay Bhatia, and I support Prop 18.
My name is Anya Malhotra. I'm a junior, and I support Proposition 18.
Hi, I'm Roshni, and I support Proposition 18.
My name is Sharda Mahesh, and I support Proposition 18.